Hello, friends. In this month of January, 8th of January, we had birthday of a famous scientist, Stephen Hawking's. So that day, I watched the movie The Theory of Everything, and there is a hypothesis or assumption which I have constructed. So I want to just share this idea with you all. So let's start. Now, according to Stephen Hawking's, um, the universe is expanding, as we all know. So this is how we can explain, or we can imagine that universe is expanding, right? Now, in this movie and even in his book, he has discussed that if universe is expanding, if we have to reach space-time singularity, when space and time plus time, it was equal, means there was no difference of space or time. So his hypothesis was that if we reach to the beginning of all this expansion, then we might find the space time singularity, which we also find in a black hole, right? So now I have connected this phenomena with the feeling of the strongest feeling amongst us humans or on this planet, which is love. So how do I relate is, let's do it. So according to Stephen Hawking's theory, that if universe is expanding, now if we reverse this expansion, that means we start going backwards. Now there will be a point when universe was just a small dot, and there it was space-time singularity, which is also found in black hole. And that means this is the point, or black hole is the other phenomena where we do not have the sense of space or time. That means, in other words, we can say we have reached space-time singularity. Now this is equivalent to love also. And we can take example, uh, for example, when anyone is when we are meeting someone whom we love the most, after so much of time, or even it could be a relationship between a mother or a child, or two partners are meeting, or anyone whom you have been missing for a long time. If you meet that person, and it generally happens that when we hug each other, or when two persons are together, then they forgot time, and when they are close, they even forget this sense of space. For example, when we say that when we spend time with the person whom we like most, we don't realize how time passes. We never look at our watch. This is what I have noticed from so many other movies or articles, etc., or even during everyday life. And same happens with space. That when we hug the person whom we like the most, we have that, we lose that sense of space. We just consider ourselves or that other person to be the one entity. So this is how it translates, that the space time singularity, which scientists try to find, that when the universe started, means the reverse of this expansion. Now if it is expanding, now if we reverse it, there might be some point when everything was just a small dot. And same happens in black hole, and same can be experienced, this space time singularity, with this phenomena, with this, the most beautiful feeling present on planet, which is love. Now we can relate this with one another movie, which is you must have seen, which is Interstellar. Now, how do we relate it? Now, in Interstellar, we might have heard about Dr. Brand, and she loved Dr. Edmonds. Now, she had met Dr. Edmonds 10 years back. So, for 10 years, they did not meet. But still, when they went out on this voyage to search a planet where any scientists, any astronaut might have found oxygen, so she was sure that Dr. Edmonds might have found oxygen. And then they came to know that she loves Dr. Edmonds. They haven't met for 10 years, but still she has this feeling inside that we will find O2 where Dr. Edmonds has found a planet or any other celestial body. And at the end of this movie, we have found that it was Dr. Edmonds who has found oxygen. So she also says that it is this feeling, this love that we might not be able to understand yet, but it transcends everything. And when we take example of space and time, that how this feeling of love transcends space, time, and everything. So for space, we can take example of telepathy. Just I'm taking just one example which came to my mind. For example, I am sitting 10 kilometers away, or hundreds of kilometers, even thousands of kilometers away from my parents or from my partner, or any of my bestest friend who really understands me or who has a very good bond with me. Somehow when we are missing that person also gets a kind of a feeling that okay, I feel like calling that person or contacting that person. And then we come to know after some time that oh, you were thinking the same. This is one example I have found about space. And second is, we might have noticed it during childhood, that whenever something happens with us, even not only childhood but even today, whenever something happens to us or we are in a difficult situation, our mothers never fail to uh, you know um, call us or contact us or ask us that everything is all right. And I felt something, or I mean, mothers would never say I felt something, but somehow they get to know. So this could be the example of space, that how this amazing phenomena which we have not understood yet, which is love, transcends the spatial boundaries. And then the example for time could be that we still love people who are no longer with us. For example, someone who has died a long ago, we still love them. So they are not present in their physical state, or the physical state in which we know them. They might be present in some other form of energy, as we say life is energy and the circle keeps going on. So we might say, I mean, this is my assumption, that this is one example, that the person who is no longer with us in a physical state in which we know that person might be available in some other form of energy, but we still love them. Might be 10 years, 20 years, and we might have lost that person 30, 40 years ago. Families still miss that person. So that is the first proof. And if we talk, that was the proof of the past, right? The person who has left us and become the past, but still we love those persons. And if we talk about future, I just took example of parents who are expecting a child. The child is not yet born, but they kind of start knitting stories or having those feelings. A mother starts having feelings, even the father starts, and even the family starts having feelings that if it's a boy, then we will whatever child God will give us. So they kind of start having some dreams, or plans, that how we are going to raise that child, etc., etc. So this is the example of time which I have taken, that how love even transcends the boundary of time also. So yes, this was it. I really wanted to share it with everyone, that I watched both these movies back to back, and while I was watching, so this idea came into my mind, and I scribbled somewhere, and I thought of sharing with everyone. So yes, that was about space time singularity, that scientists think that we are expanding. So they think that when if we reverse that expansion, we might try to reach that space time singularity, and that same happens in black hole. But if we forget about these cosmic phenomena, this love this still, this feeling still can transcend spatio-temporal boundaries. We can have that feeling of space-time singularity when we are with someone whom we love the most. It could be your partner, your mother, your bestest of the friend, your sister, your sibling, anyone. So this is how I have decoded this feeling, and I would really like you to comment and really share your views. What do you think? Because quantum physics and all these things ultimately, they relate to all these things. Though we know very well that religion and science, quite often, not always, quite often, they meet at crossroads. And well, let's see what are your views. So please do share if you have some views about it. Thank you so much, and subscribe if you like this video. Thank you.